Breaking news that could change the financial situation for millions of Americans overnight. The House has just voted yes on a measure that will release $6,600 in new Social Security payments as early as tomorrow for qualifying beneficiaries. Could you be one of the Americans waking up to thousands of extra dollars in your account? Are you in the group that qualifies for these higher benefits that many people don't even know they're eligible for? This could be the financial lifeline that millions of seniors and disabled Americans have been desperately waiting for during these challenging economic times, and it comes at a critical juncture when every extra dollar counts. If you want to stay informed about these crucial Social Security updates, benefit increases, and payment dates that could put thousands more dollars in your pocket, make sure to hit that subscribe button right now and turn on notifications so you never miss any breaking news that could impact your financial future. The House of Representatives has reportedly passed a pivotal measure that authorizes the Social Security Administration to distribute a new round of payments totaling up to $6,600 for certain qualifying recipients. Following months of intense debate about the adequacy of Social Security benefits amid soaring inflation and growing concerns about the financial security of retirees and disabled Americans, the vote, which passed with surprising bipartisan support, reflects the increasing recognition from lawmakers that immediate action is needed to address the financial challenges facing vulnerable Social Security recipients, and it demonstrates a united front in the face of economic instability. According to reports, the Social Security Administration is now working around the clock to issue these payments as early as tomorrow, with direct deposits scheduled to begin hitting bank accounts overnight and paper checks being mailed out in the coming days, thereby accelerating an unusually rapid timeline for such a significant benefit change. This accelerated timeline, which is quite atypical for adjustments of this magnitude that usually take months to implement, suggests the urgency with which officials are treating the current economic situation facing beneficiaries, and it highlights the determination to provide prompt relief. But who exactly qualifies for these substantial $6,600 payments? This is where things get particularly interesting, and why you need to pay close attention to determine if you're in one of the groups that will see this significant financial boost. The increased benefits are reportedly targeted at several specific categories of Social Security recipients, rather than being applied universally across all beneficiaries. First on the list are long-term beneficiaries who have been receiving Social Security for at least 25 years. This group has been identified as particularly vulnerable to the cumulative effects of inflation over time, as their initial benefit calculations were based on wage levels from decades ago. And even with annual cost of living adjustments, studies have shown that long-term beneficiaries often experience a gradual but substantial erosion of their purchasing power. The new payment structure reportedly includes a special adjustment factor for these long-term recipients that could amount to the full $6,600 for those who have been in the system the longest. Another group reportedly seeing higher benefits are those over the age of 85, as lawmakers have recognized that Americans in their mid-80s and beyond often face exponentially higher healthcare costs and have typically exhausted more of their retirement savings. The enhanced payments for this age group are designed to provide additional financial security during these vulnerable later years when unexpected medical expenses can be particularly devastating. And for beneficiaries in this category, the payments are reportedly structured as quarterly installments of $1,650, totaling the full $6,600 over the course of a year. Recipients with qualifying disabilities who have been on Social Security disability insurance for more than 15 years are also reported to be among those receiving higher payments. This adjustment acknowledges the unique financial challenges faced by long-term disability recipients, who often have limited opportunities to supplement their income and may face escalating medical and care expenses over time, with reports suggesting the payments will be distributed in monthly installments of $550, adding up to $6,600 over a 12-month period. Additionally, low-income beneficiaries who receive both Social Security and SSI, supplemental security income, are reportedly another group targeted for these substantial payments. This dual-eligible population represents some of the most financially vulnerable Americans, and the increased benefits are designed to help lift more of these individuals above the poverty line, with the payment structure reportedly front-loaded with an initial payment of $2,200, followed by monthly supplements of $400 over the following 11 months. Moreover, survivors of beneficiaries who recently passed away may also be eligible, as reports indicate that surviving spouses of Social Security recipients who died within the past 12 months might qualify for a portion of these increased benefits, a provision that recognizes the financial challenges that often accompany the loss of a spouse, especially when that spouse was a primary breadwinner or when funeral and other end-of-life expenses have depleted savings. How will you know if you're receiving the increased amount? The Social Security Administration is reportedly sending electronic notices to affected beneficiaries. However, these notices may not arrive before the payments themselves. The most reliable way to determine if you're receiving the higher benefit is to check your bank account or payment card tomorrow if you normally receive your benefits via direct deposit. Alternatively, you can check your online Social Security account through the agency's website, which should reflect any changes to your benefit amount. If you believe you should qualify for the higher payment but don't see an increase, reports indicate that the Social Security Administration has established a dedicated portal on their website for beneficiaries to check their eligibility and payment status for the enhanced payments. Due to the anticipated high volume of inquiries, officials are encouraging people to use the online tools rather than calling local offices, which are expected to experience extremely high call volumes in the coming days. It is important to note that these benefit increases are reportedly separate from the annual cost of living adjustment COLA that typically takes effect in January, as the COLA for next year is still being calculated based on inflation data and will be announced in October. These new $6,600 payments represent an additional adjustment specifically targeted at the most vulnerable beneficiary groups, rather than a replacement for the regular COLA, and they have been introduced at a time when political factors may also have played a role in the timing of this vote. With approval ratings for Congress at historically low levels, support for Social Security beneficiaries represents a rare opportunity for bipartisan cooperation that polls well with voters across the political spectrum, with the measure reportedly gaining support from both progressive representatives concerned about senior poverty and conservative members representing districts with high concentrations of retirees. Funding for these substantial payments, according to reports, is addressed by provisions in the measure that include administrative savings within the Social Security Administration and temporary adjustments to the earnings cap for Social Security taxes, with the specifics of these funding mechanisms to be implemented gradually over the coming years to ensure that they do not create undue economic disruption while maintaining the solvency of the program. Critics have raised concerns about making benefit changes outside the regular COLA process, suggesting that it could set a precedent for political interference in what has traditionally been a formula-driven benefit adjustment system. However, supporters argue that the targeted nature of these increases, focusing on specific vulnerable populations rather than an across-the-board hike, represents a responsible approach to addressing inequities in the current system without undermining its overall structure. Financial advisors suggest that if you are among those receiving these higher benefits, you should take the opportunity to review your overall financial situation, considering whether a portion of the additional funds could be set aside for emergency savings or anticipated medical expenses instead of being used solely for immediate needs. Even a modest emergency fund can provide valuable peace of mind and financial flexibility, especially for those living on fixed incomes. For those who do not qualify for the increased payments in this round, there may still be other ways to maximize your Social Security benefits, such as reviewing your earnings record for accuracy, exploring eligibility for auxiliary benefits like spousal or survivor benefits, and considering the optimal timing for claiming benefits, all of which could potentially increase your payment amounts. Additionally, various state and local assistance programs may be available to help supplement federal benefits for those facing financial hardship. While this measure is limited in scope and focuses on immediate benefit adjustments rather than structural changes, it might signal the beginning of a larger reform of the Social Security system, indicating an increased willingness in Congress to tackle broader Social Security issues, even as long-term funding concerns remain unaddressed due to the declining ratio of workers to retirees. The bipartisan support for these targeted benefit increases might pave the way for future cooperation on more comprehensive reforms. And as beneficiaries begin receiving these increased payments tomorrow, the immediate impact will be felt in millions of households across the country. For many, the additional funds will help ease the financial strain of rising prices and provide a welcome buffer against economic uncertainty, while the longer-term implications for Social Security policy and politics will continue to unfold over the coming months and years. Remember that the Social Security Administration is the authoritative source for information about your specific benefits. So if you have questions about your eligibility for these increased payments or any other aspects of your Social Security benefits, check your online account or contact the agency directly. Be especially wary of unsolicited calls or emails claiming to be from Social Security, as scammers often try to exploit benefit changes to trick people into revealing personal information or making payments. If you found this information helpful, please remember to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to stay informed about future Social Security updates and other financial news that could impact your benefits. And don't forget to share this video with friends or family members who might benefit from this important information. Your support helps us continue providing these crucial updates to our community, and we thank you for watching while we bring you more breaking news that matters to you in the days ahead.